So I got another question for you. Why is it that in the 90s, when I
I'm not gonna say racism didn't exist back in the '90s, but I think there's a less of it. We were different time. Gen X is like we didn't really look at race, color. A lot of us didn't. We looked at your behavior. If you were a bunghole, you were a bunghole and treated accordingly. We had movies like uh, Lethal Weapon, favorite movie. A lot of times we watched it all the time. All Lethal Weapons was great. You know, uh, we also had a bunch of other shows. Give Me a Break. Um, though we were very young, uh, didn't probably fully understand the context of the entire show. We had that. We had the Jeffersons. Definitely didn't understand all the context of that show watching it, but I watched it all the time. Um, and Archie Bunker. We grew up with showing racism in a comedic way and showing that we were all pretty well equal no matter what kind of shade you may be. As it progressed to separate us into smaller genres, uh, it has increased. You even got genres in nerd culture. Star Trek versus Star Wars and so forth. And then you get the Babylon 5 people. And yeah, you got arbiters of culture. We got social justice has done more damage for um, races, for people being racist and so forth than any other thing. They were the opposite of Superman because Superman was on the radio fighting the KKK, and Superman being on the radio diminished the KKK's numbers exponentially. Social justice warrior with cultural appropriation and all these other new words, manspreading and so forth, have increased um, the racism, the opposite of what Superman did. So that's why I believe there's more racism now today, or talk of it, than there was prior. I even seen some TED Talks in it and read White Fragility, which was a trip. Uh, Now, I know my complexion is my complexion, but I am a quarter Hispanic and I grew up a little bit in the culture of a mixed culture family. And so I've got to see different things. And there's certain aspects about being raised Hispanic uh, that is completely different than most how Anglos are raised. And there's differences. And when I meet a person that's like me that's mixed, we talk about it all the time. And the main thing we talk about is when you got from Hispanic culture, if you visit the Anglo culture, you visit, you're just visiting. It's like a quick stop. It's like you spend longer times in the gas station trying to pee in the disgusting gas station toilet than you do spending visiting, Anglo style. So, but that's just an observation. So I hope that answers your question.